Oh, that was just whiskey. If you haven't seen our thoughts on the base game Chai, make sure you click the card, check that out before you hear my thoughts on the high tea expansion. So this will probably be a pretty quick video because this is a pretty small expansion. Now, if you took my advice and you watched the review for the base game of Chai, you may be thinking, hey, Wes, that table looks almost identical. Did you even add anything to it? And I did. Right in this corner, you will see the expansion material for high tea. And this really only adds one mechanic to the game, and it's a pretty cool thing that I want most games to have, and that's unique player abilities. So out of the box, it comes with 6 special ability tiles to give to the players. And it's not just a unique ability, it's actually a double-sided tile, and every time you use it, you flip it over to the other side. You can only use your special ability once per turn, so you can't use both sides in the same turn, but you have a different ability on each side of the tile, so your special ability kind of like flip-flops throughout the entirety of the game. And now these special abilities, they're not anything like game-breaking. It's not a revolutionary new way to play the game, but it does help you do some tricky stuff. I had one that let me like take these leaves from an opponent, and each of the customer cards has like a type to it, and each player has that type. So there's like the white leaves, the blue leaves, the green leaves, and there's like names for each of those. It's probably like black tea and Rubos tea or Robos tea. I'm American. We don't drink a lot of tea over here that's not sweet and syrupy. But when you fulfill an order, you have to have one of the leaves that matches that customer type. And so if it matches your type, then it's just free because you already have them. If it matches one of your opponent's types, you have to pay them a coin to buy one of their leaves. And they can't like say, no, you can't buy one. They have to let you. But basically it means that some customers are free, some customers cost a coin. Now this player ability let me go and take it for free. So basically it let me like save a coin anytime I fulfilled an order. And then I flipped it over and it let me roll these dice. And these dice are the other thing that come in the high tea box. And there's one dice for the pantry and there is one dice for the market. So the market is the starburst looking tiles. The pantry is these little circle tokens. They're both places to get ingredients to fulfill your orders. But each of the player abilities have a different way to roll these and then it's like an extra way to get resources. The one I had that let me steal things from an opponent, I would roll the market die, and then I would get 2 of whatever was shown on it. So it was a really easy way to get a lot of components fast. And now it's a die roll, so you have like a 1 in 6 chance of getting what you really want. But especially if you don't have something that you want, it's a good way to kind of like drive what you should go for. Roll it, see what you get, and then see what orders are out there, and it kind of gives you a direction to go to get an order. When my wife and I were playing, Emily had the one that let her like pay a coin. She had to pick which die she wanted to roll, and it could be both, and then pay however many coins she wanted, and she got that many die rolls. So she could say, I'm going to roll both a total of 6 times. So she'd spend her 6 coins, and then she'd roll out her dice to get whatever resource was on them. So she had to spend for die roll, but she had a lot more like opportunity. She could get a lot more, where I was only getting 2 per turn. She could get as many as she could afford per turn. Now again, that's basically what the expansion adds, is those player abilities. Some of the abilities are based on the dice, so you don't know exactly what you're going to get, but it kind of mixes up the game a little bit and gives each player like something else to do on their turn. I didn't think this was like a revolutionary expansion. It didn't change the game. It's not an essential expansion for me. Like, there's no reason you can't just like buy it straight out if you want the whole game, if you love this game and you want more for it, or if you like the idea of having unique player powers. Absolutely go for it. Get this expansion. But if you're like, the game seems fine and I don't really care about unique player powers, it's not one that I'm like, no, you're wrong. Buy it. So like, I'm not negative about it, but I'm not like super positive about it either, if that makes sense. I thought it was a decent expansion. I'm happy to throw it in. I'm happy to leave it out. Like, the game definitely felt a little bit different with them. There was more going on, there was more to do on your turn, and it did help you kind of get resources a little bit easier, or like steal things from your opponent. Like, still not super cutthroat. It still like fit the feel of the game for being like a laid back gateway level game, but it just added a little bit of spice into your tea. So if you want to pick up a copy of the high tea expansion, I'm pretty sure the pre-orders are open as of the recording of this video. I'll put a link down below where you can check that out. Or if the expansion's out, let me know and I'll go back and change that link out to an affiliate link where you can order the high tea expansion. And of course, I'll also put a link to the base game, which I think everybody should buy. Either way, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.